is Sunday the 21st. I hope that everybody is doing phenomenal and that you've had a good weekend and that you are ready to kick ass this week. I know that I am ready to get after it myself. So if you are new to my channel, I want you to know that I am specifically helping those who are day, intraday, and swing traders. I don't have many tips for scalping. If you are a scalper, you may have to go someplace else, or you can possibly use the same techniques that I use, just on a smaller time frame. That is completely up to you. Everything is discretionary and however you decide you want to do it. I also recommend that anybody that's watching, so that you can gain that confidence, that you do your own analysis, have your own biases, so that when time comes and you kind of step out on your own and you're doing your own thing, you don't have to always rely on others' opinions or biases when it comes to the market. You want to have that shit on your own. So I am excited to get started for the week so that we can go over, what happened last week. I always do a previous bias or go over my previous bias rather from the week prior. Write down notes based on what happened last week and the turnout from what I had said on the video the week prior. I was right again for the most part. Of course, there were a couple of pairs that had some consolidation, which I took my time on and didn't make too many moves except for USD JPY. I was able to profit a bit from USD JPY, and I do believe that I'll be looking at taking a second position this week. So let's just go ahead and get started. I've started out on the weekly because we are starting simply a new week. I'm going to open my chart just a little bit more so that you can see kind of a bird's eye. I use the weekly on a brand new week, daily for direction determination, 4 hour for confluence, and I've said in the past 15-minute for execution. However, what I've noticed is that if you are not leaving an extreme amount of room on the 15-minute, you could simply get yourself stopped out by placing your stop loss too close. So we are about, we're getting to about almost halfway through the year. I will more than likely be revising that on my 2023 Forex strategy, but we're going to still ride the wave until the end of the year or close to, and when I'm ready to make that change. So starting in with AU, didn't make or take any positions on AU. Last week's prediction or bias was that it was going to be some consolidation, and I was pretty correct in terms of there being a lot of consolidation. I didn't want to make a move and still don't want to make a move until I can see it break out of what should be a box here. I don't want to make a move until I can see price get out of this space. Once I see price get out of this space, then I'll be looking at taking a position after I see the break. Let me grab a brush. Once I see the breaking past this place, a retest, and then a continuation. Same thing with the top, just depending upon what happens, and what price wants to do. Let's say price boop, boop, boop comes up, waiting to break it through here with a break, a retest, and then a continuation. Until I see price hit these zones or get past this place where I've kind of set the box for it to break the box, I'm not making any position. It's no point, in my personal opinion, unless you're a scalper. Again, my channel is not really for scalping, but I'm sure that there is a way and a technique for you to actually pick up some pips. Me personally, I like bigger moves, so I'm not going to be making any decisions until I can see price break through the upside or the downside. So that's for AU. AU is going to be pretty quick today because I still pretty much see the same thing as I did last week. And until we're able to get out of that space of confusion, static, or consolidation, then I'm not going to be making any kind of moves. You see how the candles are super, super tiny. I like bigger candles and kind of bigger moves. So let's scoot over to EU, starting, of course, on the weekly. just to get an idea of what is going on for the week. So last week's bias was that price was going to head down a little bit because we could see price kind of rejecting at that space, and that was correct. Price was still rejecting. Now I do wonder now, even though we're still kind of early on and I'm not 100% sure, and I see the price is starting to try to reject a little bit here because it did make it past the previous higher high. I want to see what price is going to do this week, if it's going to try to get back up here for another retest and then a break so we can get in on the retest for that. And the only reason why I feel like that is because price was able to kind of get past this candle that we had back on January. Now, even with that analysis, price had rejected previously pretty bad, but maybe that could be a sign or a signal that price is running out of momentum, and that we could see this potentially being the retest space and then price being able to actually break through this coming week. Let's break down to the 1 hour. So it could be, that price may not be able to break through here just yet, and we could see a bit of consolidation in between here and here for the next however long it decides it needs to do that. Or we could see price come back up to retest this area and finally get through, because it looks like it has gotten past there on the weekly, past this zone from the previous. But we're just going to have to wait and see. I did take a position on this one last week. It looked great. It still looks pretty decent considering that there is, what is this? I want like an upside down shooting star. So I'm wondering, is this just an indication that price is going to continue to head down? That could be cool too. I mean, if that is the case, then I'll definitely be okay. Let me make this bigger so we can see. I'm definitely okay with writing this. This will be, so remember how I went last week and I said this was like this space, looking at the previous price action, this space, let me grab this guy. Take profit 1, take profit 2, and this was the take profit 3, and then down here for the long gain was take profit 4. So just looking at past last week when price was kind of sitting about right here, or in up in this range, up in this area, we've already gotten to take profit 1, came up for the retest, down to take profit 2, basically right here I should say, take profit 2. And then price kind of comes down and it looks like it's just about take profit 3. And now we're back up again. So this one is a little more tricky. I am going to keep my eye on it, because until, I want to say that price is going to continue down in the bearish direction until I can see some type of indication. So this is when you kind of start to look at the candles, right? And if you don't know your candles, maybe I can find a link or something and put that in the description, just something to kind of refer back to, so you have an idea as to what to look for when it comes down to candles and that showing you some type of direction change. I want to say that because of the rejection, I'm still probably, it's challenging. I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to wait to see exactly what's going to happen, because that push was so strong. This is on the weekly. And then we came back for that retest, and then we actually pushed past a little bit further than where we were in January. So I am kind of curious. I will probably be holding off and waiting to see, because the bigger the time frame that you go on, or the bigger the chart that you go on, the outlook is a little more clear for you. So I just wanted to go in a little more in depth on this one, because of kind of where it's at. See, and it's like on the monthly, we could very easily still be headed in a downward direction. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm thinking bearish, but because that push was so strong here, I'm kind of waiting to see what's going to happen once we get here. When the market opens again, and if I start to see it trying to push back up and then we get a rejection, then I'll be going ahead to get in for a bearish position. If we see that price is continuing down, I'll wait until price comes down for another retest at a smaller time frame. For example, let me pull this up and squeeze it so that we can see. So like, if I can see price trying to push back down and then come back up for another retest, then I'll go ahead and get in and stay in for the long game. So that is the plan for EU. I went in on a little more in depth because it is a little, we could be possibly seeing a direction change. We're just gonna have to wait to see. So let's go over to GU, see what GU is doing for the week, starting out on the weekly. I do leave some of my previous notes, boxes, zones, just so that I can have a guide as to where to pick up where I left off from the week before. That's just a personal thing. You can always clear your chart so you can have more of a naked chart. So when it comes to GU's bias was waiting to see what price would hit through the zone. So right now it's a little harder to see because we are a little higher than we previously were back in January. I would like to see price get above here to see a direction change. I want to see price get above here. And I probably won't be making any taking up any positions until I can actually see that. So price has been kind of bouncing around for a long time in like this space and not being able to really get past here. Once I see price is able to get past here, then I'll be looking at taking the position. Until then, I'm not going to be making too many moves, because price is struggling to get past that point. And then I don't want to get stuck. I hate getting stuck in consolidation. So until I can see that price is able to move past this point, and I'm going, because you could even pull it or drag it over just so that you can see the full kind of spectrum and see kind of where price was previously rejecting at to head up. I'm not going to be doing anything. I got to see, oops, I should have just dragged it. That's okay. We can just do that and pull it over further. Perfect. Until I can see price get out of these two zones, I'm not looking to do anything on GU. I'm just kind of hanging out, waiting, same thing, kind of consolidation as last week. Let's shoot over to UJ. So UJ was looking to be a bit bearish. Bullish. And the only reason, so last week my bias was I was waiting, right? I was waiting to see what it was going to do, just kind of hanging out, waiting to see if it was going to break that box. What ended up happening was when price was able to break through and come down for that retest, I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting in. So I did get in on UJ for a small position. I ended up closing out of the position because price was coming back down for that retest, and I didn't know how it was going to look coming or opening for this coming week, and I didn't want to hold my position over the weekend if price was going to head in the other direction. So just to be safe and keep myself in the positive, I went ahead and closed my position, smaller amount, but close my position, and then I'll be looking to see what price is going to do this coming week. I'm actually looking forward to see how far we're going to make it. I think it looks like from here, and I'm just looking from the previous price action, that price can potentially hit here for a take profit of 1, and then probably up in here for, again, let me highlight this so it's not super confusing. So this is my take profit 1, this will be like my take profit 2, and then probably somewhere clear up in here. I'd probably even stop like right there for take profit 3. I'm gonna just so I don't get lost, let me give myself some raise here so that I don't get too lost when I go to a lower. Oh, that's on there already. Never mind. Okay. When I go to a lower time frame, because I can't go back that far to see what's going on. So let's just get out. Okay, yeah, perfect. So yeah, I'll be looking to see price get to here. It's always so much bigger when you get to a smaller time frame. And if you're not somebody that wants to hold for like a swing trader amount of time, then day trading is your thing, then you should probably be working off of like a 4-hour, 1-hour type deal. So yeah, looks like we're coming, like we've had a pretty decent retest, which, I am looking to potentially get in here and then ride it at least until this take profit 1. You could see some static or some consolidation here, maybe just a simple retest kind of midway through, but I'll be looking to take another position here as long as when the market opens and today finishes, it looks still strong on the bullish side. That is it for today. I hope that that was super explanatory. I hope that the channel is helpful for you. If you are still having issues trading, maybe you need to watch my channel more. And the only reason why I say that is because I do my best to portray a positive mindset in the way of how you trade, so that you can be more profitable. That is my main goal, is to see you become more profitable. So if there are things that I haven't covered that you were wanting to see in the future, please drop me some comments in the below, so I know exactly what to shoot for, what to include in the video, so that you can get as much help as possible. I want to see us all profit because I know that it's possible. I hope that you guys have a fantastic trading fucking week and get after it.